iClone Film School. It actually is more like the virtual cinema film school for today, since we're going to be covering on a topic that branches out to everything, either iClone, Crazy Talk, the movies, Movie Storm, even GTA, Machinima, anything. And this is an issue I see a lot. We've had this problem. We all probably ran into this little issue one way or another in the past.
Yeah.
And that's sound, voice acting and sound, really. Casting, especially.
Oh yeah.
I should know.
Casting is very, very stressful. When it
Probably
needs to
right.
be. When it needs to be.
Yeah.
But there's something I got to address first. I've noticed the post earlier today regarding on the virtual cinema appreciation group, and I feel I really should bring this up first. I feel like a community. When it comes to a community, you don't need to be too harsh. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's all about. I understand you do need to be. You do need to give some thoughtful critique, and it's not about, oh, I loved it, rate my movie and all that. But it needs to be, basically, you need to be supportive in a way. Because without a community, without support and understanding and connections, you're not going to have a community. You're going to have nothing but drama. And I've seen this before at Machinima.com where people sunk their teeth into it and tore the film apart. It just kind of destroys people, and the community there was kind of
Because
a
you don't know
cesspool.
how long someone has spent on that project.
Yep.
I mean, unskilled they may be, but still,
Well,
they've probably put a lot of work into it.
but it's all about support. It's all about, you do need to give out thoughtful critique, and trust me, I can handle it. You can throw anything at me, I'll handle it. I've been through a lot. So, but you need to separate, but you also need to deliver everything in a bittersweet message, if you know what I mean. I can improve on this. This is good, but this area needs to be. You need to separate good and bad. You need to deliver one good thing and one bad thing.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, I've seen communities where it's all negative and it just goes downhill. M.com, a good example.
Hello.
Hi there, Pop Tart. Welcome to
Hey,
Hey.
Hang on a second.
so
But we're starting the show now. But
Cool.
I kind of mentioned my little drama ranting video.
Oh.
But today we're going to be discussing voice acting today. Now,
Cool.
I'm going to turn off this and go into the monitor capture pretty shortly. But one big thing when it comes to voice acting's a key thing in your production. It gives your character life, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It gives your character life, and it's especially if it's a dang good performance, a really good performance right there. It just ties everything together. So, I was rooting around one day in the iClone forums, and actually, let me turn on the OBS for starters. Let me turn on my manager capture. You've been staring at this overlay for 30 minutes. I'm sorry about that. Now, this is pretty much my points of interest today. We'll be recording voiceovers, casting voice actors, direction of actors via script, finding sound effects online, music and composition, and sound mixing. Now, I'm not going to name names, but there are some films that I see that have one of the biggest things that annoy me about iClone films is the text-to-speech.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
oh, yeah,
I've seen
I
that.
used to use those at the time.
There should not be an excuse for that. Honestly. It's... Unless you're doing like this computer thing or something
Yeah,
like
unless
that.
you're doing like a robotic voice, your character's a robot, then that's fine.
But,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah, that agree.
Or you can get like a talented voice actor, like
Or if your character is like Hal 3000 or whatever, but yeah.
Mostly people did voice acting. I know Kevin Spacey did Gertie and Moon, but I see text to speech a lot, and it's so deterrent. It's such a deterrent.
It doesn't even sound convincing at all.
No, it's a major complaint. And
Just like emotion.
problem is, it's just so irritating. It's like an earworm for me. It's like, ugh, I can't have it. And then secondly, I saw a thread. I'm not going to name names, but they said someone was looking for a software thing saying we need to I need to change my voice into a girl voice, and I'm like, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Or you can just sound like a girl yourself. Hello, I'm a girl.
Yeah, that
I'm a 21-year-old gal with delayed puberty.
Oh dear. Oh dear. No. And I was like, no, don't do that. Oh dear. You don't need software. You don't need text to speech. There's places, honestly, there's places that people do it like you would make iClone films as a hobby. They would voice act for a hobby. Or Stephen Hawking. Yeah, Stephen Hawking voice someone mentioned. And literally, there's a ton. There are some sites that you do have to pay people. Unless it's going for a professional thing. But there are some people who do it for a hobby. And I've been doing this machinima game since early 2007, and I used to do all of the voices in my production. And I even did the girl voices too, and that was embarrassing, and nobody will ever see that ever again.
So did I.
Yeah.
Never, ever see the light of day. But suddenly I was directed by somebody, Asa O'Leary told me, hey, there's a site. And then, okay, and it's like, hey, you should cast this voice actress. Okay, and then most of the voice acting I usually cast close people in the community or something like that, or do the voiceovers myself. And suddenly, I think I have an actors table too. Let me go find it. I was making it earlier today. I might have to rearrange this. But I remember making an actors table of all the actors I've worked with in the past.
Oh, that's cool.
This is it. And it's like 3 pages long.
Wow.
3 pages long of all the actors I've worked with. In all productions like this, if anyone wants to read it. If anyone wants to invest the time to read this. But I think I did a count who's actually the guy who's been in all my productions. I think it's either Tom or Mac. And so this is all the years I've done every single little production, except for I didn't do Skygirl version 2 yet. But I kind of listed all the names and all the people who's been in a certain production. I mean, so, but unfortunately, like many forum sites, this one website, which is called the Voice Acting Alliance, they've been getting a drop in activity.
Oh, I noticed. I
I
stopped
went
going
back to
since a year ago.
I went there to get some extra videos, and some were okay, others not so much. But I don't know. Since I'm in the rush, I kind of just go with them at times. One thing I noticed, like I've mentioned this before, haven't I? Some voice actors I've gone with trying to sound angry, like they're trying not to wake people up.
Well, you
Even
need
if ask
proper
them to-
direction. You gotta record. Get rage, get angry, get mad, dang it! Get mad. Or
Just get them to watch a film. Just get them to watch a Dark Side film video.
Yeah, just have them watch Cat. Yeah, that's where you get the rage. Now, I'll probably do something with. I should go into recording voice actor. I'll do the recording voiceovers just in case. We'll tie this into sound editing as well. But casting voice actors, I ran into this issue, and nobody submitted an audition. Nobody. When I was working on the Hollander Hotel mod for Fallout New Vegas. And then somebody sent me an email saying, hey, you should go to this one website. So let me post this into the link here. The Casting Call Club.
Ooh, Casting Call Club.
The great thing about the Casting Call Club compared to the Voice Acting Alliance, keep them around here, but let me give you a link to the Casting Call Club. Now you can pay voice actors as well. Like there's sites like 5R, but it's just like if they want it by the word. So, but this is the Casting Call Club here. So let's create a project.
Alright.
So basically, this is the best part. It's so streamlined. Right here. So you would name your project. So I call it the Iron Shotgun. And then you would name like the franchise or something like this. And then you would post a project image, something to catch the eye. And then category would be under animation, then original, or maybe machinima if you guys are doing the movies game.
Yeah.
And here's your deadline. You always need a deadline.
I never did deadlines, and I think that's where I struggled, to be honest.
I never did deadlines in the beginning, but I found it important as time went on.
Yes, because it gives people like a foot in the ass. Like, okay, I should do something. And do not first come, first serve cast. It's unfair. Don't do that.
It's unfair.
If you don't mean what I'm saying here, basically if somebody auditions like, oh, you're great, I'll select you. Then somebody who probably did a better role, boom. You know, they didn't have a shot. You know, it's not fair. So wait until the deadline, then listen to the voiceovers, and then submit an audition.
Yeah, it's the least you can do.
Now, money does catch the eye. Obviously, paid productions get more attention. Obviously, so you would describe your project. So this is an iClone animated project. Made a project about a man. Program about a man struggling in wartime. Or if you want to post a YouTube video as well explaining everything, you can. So you're going to add in a role here. So you're going to name your character, so I'm going to call him Mr. Charles.
Mr. Charles.
And then male, baby, then middle age. And if you want to pay, so you can do like maybe blank or higher than 5, no cents. So maybe like the role pays like, if you want to pay actors, $25, just in case, in cash, just in case. But you can actually do this for free, and people voice act for free. It's like,
cool.
But if it's a professional production, like you're going to be making money out of this, you should sign a contract and compensate them for their time if you're making money. It's being fair. Be fair.
It's fair, yeah.
Don't be that kind of producer. Don't be the jackass.
Yeah.
Right.
Now choose your accent, and then they have a whole bunch of accents here, so you can choose. English, it could be any kind of language. And then you submit. Then you basically characteristics for your role. So quiet and shy man. Soldier coming home from war. Soldier in wartime, blah 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 blah. You know what you do, and then you submit your lines here, da 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 da, da 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 da, and da 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 da, and then you can add roles, and then you can publish the project. Now, oh shoot, no, no. Maybe it's just because I have. There it is. Now, this is pretty much like from the newest here. So, I mean, this is close to the deadline. So, as your deadline nears, it's going to get pushed on top of the page. Now, they do have something, actually. They do have, like, it is free, but you're limited. But if you want to do the full service where they will find you your actor, that's okay. They pretty much do everything and make sure that the audio's there. If you're willing to pay $50, it doesn't seem too bad. Now, if you're not in the mood, there's a tab called the actors, which basically they all have their they have a demo reel you can listen to and cast.
Oh, that's cool.
So you get somebody, you listen to them and say, hey, you're great for this role, so we'll pick a random person here. So you probably send an email or something. I don't know. Normally they would have an email here. You can reach me here, and then you would type, and then be sure. And I actually have a TMU thread that describes this perfectly. I'm gonna... Zeke mentioned one of my fast parts. But, so you would write an email, but I had a, I had a thread dealing with voice actors, how to cast people, how to email and send a message and everything.
I remember that thread, yeah.
Yeah, I have it here. Let me link it to people who are interested.
That was a helpful thread.
I'll have it here. I know I put it somewhere. It's here. I think I have to push it around somewhere. Tutorials. I think it's under production help or tutorials.
I think it's production help.
Ah, here it is. Production help.
Yeah.
So I'm going to link this thing here to anybody who needs it, who wants to have a look. But this is pretty much a helpful thing. Especially if it's an adult material, notify it. Notify them, obviously, because many people could be under the age of 18, and that's seriously, you're going to run into some serious legal issues.
Yeah.
Be patient. Include whole information. The more detailed it is, the more it will help. Proper grammar and spelling errors. And include visuals to attract interest. Include past works as well. One of the biggest voice acting pet peeves is the project never gets released. People will always cast a project and then they say fuck all and they leave. That's a waste of time for that. So include past works of like major projects, you know. Include major projects, showing them that you're not flaky. Keep text normal. Don't make it they'll burn your eyes out. Just normal black text that's easy to read. Trust me, I have had scouting things that burn my eyes.
My eyes.
Either I couldn't read it or burned my eyes, and I just refused.
It burns.
Now, be polite. Be patient. Be patient. And include a deadline. And include contact information that's easy to access. Now, this is going to be kind of tricky here. You cast your voice actor or voice actress. And this will happen. We all, Joe, Jeff, Pop-Tart, and I went through this. Many of our Machinima producers went through this.
Oh no, I'll see
when people flake out. This will happen. People will flake out. It will happen. What do? You send a simple email. You have a deadline. If you be flexible in their timing as well, just give a couple of days and say, hey, I wasn't sure, do you need more time? If they don't reply, or if they explain something, but if it kind of just goes on and on and on, then you just kindly give them and say, hey, you know, it's not working out. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to recast you. It's tough to write those emails. Honestly, it's tough.
Yeah, definitely.
And you have to start the search all over again.
Yeah, I've dealt with that before.
It's a pain. It really is. It's hard. It's really just kind of tough. And if they decline, respect their decision and move on. But you're going to go through that at least maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
It's happened maybe more than you need to be. it happens. This is a hobby. Now, if somebody pays you, like, you're not going to see, hopefully you don't see this a lot if you're looking for paying actors, but for a hobby, you're going to see this a lot more. Now, Goof Parade added something as well. If there's a specific role, make sure you get... Goof Parade had a bunch of good stuff here. Basically, fine season, but don't cast people just because they're famous, because they're well known. Cast them because they're right for the role.
That's one of the mistakes I did when I was first casting.
And secondly, once everything's done and you get the voiceovers, make sure you get the names right. I can't tell you how many times my name got spelled wrong.
Oh yeah, oh boy.
And I'm like, God dang it.
Did they spell it like Toodle or
Toodle?
Band Toodles?
They usually remove the one T.
Oh wow.
Or someone put in Benjamin Turtle at one point.
Benjamin Turtle. Benjamin Tuttle.
To be honest, I can actually see you as one.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I can.
But it's all about inner respect. You give respect, they give you respect, and you earn two sides. Now, if the voiceovers have a lot of white noise, in fact, I'm going to teach you guys how to record this. So we're going to be recording some voiceovers today. And maybe I should look into microphones. Should I go into delving into microphone quality?
Sure.
I guess so. We have time. Alright, so yeah. We got the casting voice actors. We'll deal with direction, but we'll deal with that later on. But one thing as well, if they have white noise, tell them to record. Always have usually have an actor record. So basically, we're in Audacity right now. Audacity is a great free program for voice acting, for recording voiceovers, music, whatever. It's good freeware. But sometimes your microphone picks up a little too much white noise. Take case in point. See? We're in Audacity right now. Audacity, you would hear white noise. So how do you get rid of this white noise? Easy. It's just you record 10 seconds of atmosphere. So we have this. That's the white noise, so we get the noise profile. And talk about microphone, we'll call recording tips. I should. And noise removal. And now your voiceovers will be sounding a little bit cleaner. We're in Audacity. It's a good tip, just in case with white noise. How to get rid of the white noise in voice and dialogue clips. Now, this will happen as well. Mac brought this up. Be sure if you're a voice actor, records like 5 or 10 seconds of atmosphere so they can do noise removal. Personally, I like it when I do my own noise removal. But I don't mind as long as I don't get reverbs or anything like that, or them doing their own telephone effects.
Yeah.
I had to explain this multiple times to people. It screws up the lip syncing. Have it raw take, and if it doesn't, and I'm going to talk about direction as well. If it doesn't work, don't be afraid to approach them and say, "Hey, the line is off. The line's bad. Can you retake it?" Because nothing is more. This is also very embarrassing if they have a really bad take. Joe, Pop-Tart, you know what I mean. You know what roles I've done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is hard to tell them.
We're saying
You just want to get the best up. I had to tell you a couple of times in that Pop-Tart, which still good.
Oh yeah, I wasn't ready for the role apparently.
it's okay. You know, if a role's bad, just give them direction. Say, "Hey, I want this," and people are willing to understand. They want a good performance. They want
I
to look
think I
good.
think for more comedic roles, your voice works. Like
Yeah,
like
I work more better for comedic.
it's comedic teen roles.
Yep.
Not much doing this.
So, yeah, I'm a hoarder. I know I have a ton of stuff on my desktop. But one thing as well. But yeah, just say, hey, this needs to be done. This needs to be redone. If it's a great performance, it's good. And they'll send you different takes, or if the microphone quality's bad, or something like that, or if there's a lot of this, like that.
Shit.
Now, there's a good way of talking. You need to talk about 6 inches away from the microphone when you're recording.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to hear a lot of
Yeah.
And now there's actually a simple fix as well. You can actually build your own pop filter. Now, basically you make your own little, you would take like a pipe thread or something like a clothes hanger, and then attach a few like nylon, maybe like pantyhose or something like that, stick it in, and then it could be your little pop filter.
Doesn't a sock work too?
A sock works, but I like the pantyhose method. It actually... I have my own pop filter right now. I bought it from Guitar Center. But if anyone's interested in voice acting or microphone quality as well, should we get into microphone setup?
All right.
All right, let's go into it first. But let's see. Okay, this is the right one. So let's dive into Amazon.com.
Amazon.
Now, my old microphone used to be a Logitech headset. That was my first.
I have a Logitech headset right now too. I also have I just bought recently a snowball.
A blue snowball. We'll go into that pretty shortly. But this was $15, and I kept breaking mine. I kept breaking little $15 cheap headsets.
Oh.
So I realized, okay, and not only that, but my sound design was pretty crappy. So, not only that, but headsets are really bad for voice acting because you hear a lot of, like a lot of ruffling.
Yeah.
You don't need. So I decided to get myself a condenser. So the first thing I got was the Samson Z01U, and I bought it in 2008. This was my first microphone.
Nice.
Oh wait, that's a Pro. Sorry, mine's a C10U. I think it's a USB condenser mic. Yeah, this is the one. So something like this. This little guy. In fact, Johnny has it. And eventually, I kind of moved on. I realized the Samson wasn't doing as much as I wanted it to, so my current microphone is a Blue Yeti.
Oh wow.
And you can get this anywhere. You can get this at Guitar Center. It's like $150. It's kind of expensive. I got mine for like $80, I think. It was
Wow.
on sale.
Awesome.
And got myself a little pop filter. And you mentioned blue snowballs. Blue snowballs are actually good starter mics too.
Yeah, I bought it recently. I think it was during Black Friday.
It's $30.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
And I also bought a webcam with that too. So, yeah.
But basically, a blue snowball is a good starter mic. Right now, they're having a sale for $48.
Oh, nice.
But it's an ice condenser microphone. What do you think? That you bought the ice, right?
Yeah, I bought the ice.
How is the ice microphone?
It's pretty nice. I tried it and it's pretty good quality.
Alrighty, I'm just kind of my mine's the Yeti, so it's kind of like the step up. I know Mac had a Rode.
Well, I mean, it's better quality than my microphone, my Logitech headset. Better than that.
Oh yeah, these things are a lot better. I like blue mics. They're really good. Samson is like durable as a rock. Actually, those things you could drop them. I dropped my microphone tons of times. But this thing has its own little stand, so it's not gonna get knocked down. I swear to God, I hope I didn't knock it down. But yeah, it's a great. Blue Snowballs are great first mics. I heavily recommend them. Not only that, but they're kind of fragile. I've noticed that they're very, very fragile.
So I could use it. I could get myself a decent mic as well.
So this would be a really fun little thing. You can get it at Guitar Center, but if you really want to go higher up, you have to invest in something called XLR microphone. XLR mic. So
Yeah.
good example. A Rode T1A. Something like this.
Just join the chat.
Up, jumping in. So something like this. This is a good XLR port. You also need an interface, so you have to invest into an interface so you kind of get rid of the phantom noise. So something like that. So that'll cost you at least maybe like $400 if you really invested into a really good microphone. And then I've had people record in these kind of microphones for me. A Newman microphone. Guess what the price tag for that is? One of these. So $700.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, the Rode. Yeah, Mac has the Rode. But Rodes are pretty popular amongst a lot of people who want to get more serious productions done. But that's if you really have money to throw around. But if you just kind of do little hobbyists, I recommend a Blue Snowball, or a Samson C03U, or just a Blue Yeti at the most. Alrighty. Hopefully that helps out. Oh. What's this? Looking at the, an XLR to mini USB, huh? Interesting. Oh, well, Radio Shack doesn't exist. Can't get it. I can't go down and walk into my Radio Shack, but XLR gets rid of the fan noise. Okay, sweet. Alrighty, where's my, I need to stop closing out my Real Illusion Forum thing. But, Joe, what microphone do you use? Do you use a headset mic?
Let me bring out my mic. I basically use a CID U37 mic.
Oh, CAD 30 U7. That's another starter mic.
Yep.
To look into. Let's have a look here. I need to look into my thing.
Yeah, I used to use a Samsung Go mic.
Oh, Samsung Go.
Yep.
Clip to the top of the mic laptop.
Yeah.
Now we covered voice actors. I was hoping somebody would jump into this to it. Screw it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's jump into let's open up the Google Hangout thing. If anyone wants to jump in and add a couple of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's jump in, and then we'll go into sound effects.
All right.
That'll be fun. Because there's one thing I noticed with iClone, the sound effects.
Crap.
Well, no, it's just that the problem is that there's nobody takes consideration when it comes to sound design. Very few.
So they do some sound design, but it's not fully done.
Yep. Let's see. So this is the Google Hangout section. But that's the main issue. Is it's just like there's silence.
Yep.
In a normal scene here.
And silence can be used properly if done right, but
especially in space scenes.
Yeah.
Gravity was a great example.
Yeah.
But it's just that normal talking scenes. I remember sitting in class in a visual production stage, and they said there is no such thing as silence.
Yeah.
Your ear always has to hear something.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
For example, if you're in the kitchen, where are you going to sound in the kitchen? Where are you going to hear in the kitchen? You're going to hear the sound of the fridge humming, and if you're making coffee, you're going to hear the sound of the coffee being made.
not only that, but you'll hear white noise.
And white noise, yeah.
But also, white noise is not a critical thing. You'll hear it, and there's no such thing. Like I said, I mentioned before, there's no such thing as silence. Who the heck is Skyping me? Oh, it's give us something to look at. Oh, that was earlier. I had this thing, do not disturb. But always there has to be sound effects, and people are kind of struggling. Where can you get sound effects?
There's sound effects.
Even better, where can you get them legally?
There's sound effects at freesound.org.
Freesound is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have varying results.
And they also have free music, free domain music at incomputech.com.
Incompetent. Kevin McLeod is a great composer. But Freesound is a great thing. Pop-Tart mentioned it. Freesound.org. Now, Freesound.org has a lot of user-submitted stuff. So,
I think that there's very little I've been satisfied with stuff from there. It's hard to find something really, really good from my experience.
and yeah, do not drown out the dialogue. I want to go into that further once we get into sound editing as well. But one thing we gotta consider is look at the Creative Commons license. Normally they would have it in the public domain or attribution or non-commercial. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
But Freesound is really, really good. But yeah.
It's alright, I suppose.
Now,
you see the quality depends on the user who's uploading.
but if you're looking for much more professional sound effects you can use, there's another site called Soundsnap. And Soundsnap has a pricing. You have to buy like 15 sounds, or you can do annual, and then you can download. I think whatever you can buy like 5 or 6 sounds. So we go into something like, let's go into Soundsnap, weapons.
Oh yeah, weapons.
So let's do a 22 caliber. So something like this. You would listen, and you would listen through it, and you would hear gunfire and everything else. That's good. And also, there's one thing I want to add to those who have the Adobe the CC package. You should listen to me. Listen to this one.
Adobe comes with plenty of use of sound effects.
Yep, Adobe has sound effects. So here's what you do. You go to Help, download, go to Audition, the CC.
Oh yeah.
Go to basically go to download sound effects and more, and it'll take you to your page, and it'll lead you to here. And then you can view the downloads and download pretty much all the sound effects from Adobe.
Oh really? That's cool. I have Adobe CC pack.
So that's one thing to consider if you have the Adobe subscription based.
Cool.
There's a giant list of sound effects for you to use.
What's it called? Adobe Audition?
Go into Adobe Audition.
Yeah.
Go to Help, download sound effects and more. And it has music loops.
It's all free domain?
I want to look and review it.
Alright.
I want to have a look at the ULA. But, I'm not... Oh, yeah, royalty free.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But I recommend look at the EULA.
Yeah.
Now, you can download from games and such, but you gotta be careful of the copyright, because it's copyrighted. So unless you want more control and all this to spread out and such, you should use sound effects that you have the rights to use. That's a warrant. That's. Oh yeah, you can also record Foley. There is a sound effect actually. Mac also described Foley. There's a sound effect I had long ago, and this was for a film production. And a character was supposed to slap one another. We didn't have 2 pine boards, so I asked somebody. It's like, okay, pushed this girl to the side and say, okay, I need you to slap me in the face as hard as you can.
Oh wow!
And record it. Don't hold back. And there's a giant red mark across my face, but we got the sound effect.
Wow, I recorded Foley effects for Sir Farts a lot. You could probably guess what I recorded.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Or you can do this.
Just get some fart sounds online. Save your time, you know.
But yeah, big red mark, but we got the sound and it worked. And normally, but you don't have to go through that pain. You could just slap 2 pine boards together, or you can walk in muddy water. You can kind of wet up a towel and walk across it and walk with it, and it'll make a squishy, noisy sound. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's somewhere in my sound library. Now this one, there's one site, if you really have the money to throw around, I bought one CD on sale. I don't know if this company exists anymore. But the Hollywood Edge. So stuff like this, but you're looking at stuff in the $400 mark. $500.
Wow.
This
That's
is
a lot of money.
This is stuff
Not very affordable.
this is mine. This is what I got, which is a bunch of punching sounds. Yeah, I got it for like $30. So Hollywood Edge is much more for higher end. Soundsnap, freesound.org, pretty good. Recording yourself.
Just to say it, what about using sounds from video games? Would that be copyright?
It would be copyright because it's their production. I think you're gonna run into a lot of serious trouble with that. Technically, I think it even said in terms of services that their content cannot be multiplied or can't be distributed under.
I don't think it'd be that serious, to be honest. But I don't know.
You have
It's
to be
not like
careful
mine.
what you put in. That's all. It's better to play safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I suppose you're right. I've got a few sounds from, let's say, Max Payne 2 in there, but
Well,
I don't know.
it's just being careful. That's it.
Yeah, I usually use sound effects from Postal and Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, I kind of used to do that with Follow-Up. I stopped doing it, and then I started to build a collection. Actually, I can show you my gun collection sound effects. So this is all all the stuff I accumulated over the years and got. So one of my favorite things is guns. I love collecting guns. So let me show you my range here. This is pretty much from Desert Eagles to 50 cals, from
Wow.
Smith & Wessons, any kind of gun you can think of, I have it.
AR-15.
I have an AR-15, I have an M1, I have an MP5, I have all this.
I don't know.
Probably a lot
Where'd
easier.
you get them from again?
It's either I purchased them from Soundsnap or I got it from a website that dealt with guns. I think it no longer exists. I bought it and it was like a really cheap case.
These are legit as well, aren't they?
They are legit, so. But like I said, it's easier time to do your own sound, but it's only if you have a really good microphone or a pretty good high-end one, like a Zoom or something, a Zoom H412 or something like that. So now that we discussed, oh yeah, sadly I haven't got anything from the voice acting thing. I think so. Say, Livy. So that's a couple things. So once you get your sounds all good, because I don't know why, but iClone has pretty bad sound effects. Especially when it comes to footsteps. And footsteps is one big thing as well. Footsteps is tough to mix.
Yeah.
What about the movie sound effects? They're not great, to be honest.
Ah.
The screaming sounds are pathetic. Whoa. Hey!
Actually, you can rip them too. You can rip the sound effects from the movies if you want.
Yep.
And no, I've done it myself.
Yeah, you can use it. But
Yep.
Some of them are pretty good.
but footsteps is tough. You can. There's websites that deal with it. I swear, but mostly Foley as well. Did I get some sleep? I barely got sleep. I woke up at 6 a.m. to work on SolidWorks. In fact, there we go. So this is all this. Sky Girl was mixed, but yeah, I have footsteps as well. Yep, or I would guess. I swear to God, what did I have? Oh yeah, get the search everything tool. It's so helpful. There you go. From concrete to work boots. So this is all my footsteps. I got him somewhere. But just play the video while you record yourself walking in sync. Interesting. That'll be actually. Normally I take left and right and I kind of cut together and I kind of do it quietly and I kind of go by eye. Yep. Yeah. I still have those bags under my eyes. I'm tired.
Yeah, you're up pretty late talking after the show last night.
Yeah. It was a good show. Yeah, never do. I don't like using iClone sound effects. I don't like mixing an iClone. The only thing I like to do is record dialogue or get dialogue in there. I do when I render, and I've been doing that since the movies game. I always do it in post. And not only that, but sound is so important to the film.
Yeah.
It is. Everybody treats it like an abandoned stepchild. They do it They do it as an afterthought. But sound could easily heighten the scene. It could tell and it can bring so much effect. So let's begin. Let's open up Premiere. I barely have this. Well, we can open up Sony Vegas too. I gotta learn how to do Sony.
Hey,
Vegas.
I invited Jet Strange. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead, bring him in.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome.
Let's see.
Welcome to the show.
Jet. But well, let's open up Premiere and wait for it. But sound is so damn important. And when I worked on Phantom of the Shadows of the West, I was so picky on sound.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Here's a dirty little secret. What is it? We always like secrets. Let's open up a project. Yeah, I gotta go back to sound. I have Sony Vegas Pro 9. Yes. Oh, well, Biz revealed the secret. True. So let's import let's import something from Sky Girl.
Sky Girl. I love issue 2. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It was really good work.
Oh yeah, thank you. I want to thank everybody who saw the movie and who said a lot of good things. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the praise it got. I swear I had something. Where's Kara's lines? Ah, here it is. So shot 16. I always record in in something like. So yeah, this is what it looked like without the sound effects, without the fancy special effects. If it would start working on me. Oh, because I didn't report as an image sequence, I'm a dummy. Ah, there we go. But yeah, I really, really appreciate the comments people give about Sky Girl. But let's go to... Well, yeah, this is an image sequence. This is what it looked like before the sound of the special effects. So, guy goes in, bye-bye, out she goes. So, you would record sound, like I say, report and target image sequence like I used to do. It's my own personal preference. People have different ideas. So let's import shot 16, the WAV file that I downloaded from Kara. Kara would say something. Now you would look at this thing. I call it the VU meter. I used to call them VU meters.
Yeah.
Now, normally when it comes to voiceovers, we look at Kara.
You have got 45 hours, by the way. You should get a whole stuff to go out for Kills the Ring game. So, yeah.
When it comes to voiceovers, and I used to do this a lot. It comes to, you know, sound mixing and leveling was my worst thing. You always want to keep your sound at least -6. Your voiceover should be around -6 dB. It should never ever go into the red.
Could you also do this in your editing program and then do negative whatever?
Oh yeah, you're editing like Adobe. Yeah, you can do this anytime. Just kind of pay attention to this little sound meter.
Apparently, Solomon's mic isn't working.
It's not working for him.
Well,
You have got 4 hours. You should get a whole stuff to go out for Kills the Ring game. So, ciao.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's even and make sure the music doesn't drown out the voiceovers. So, yeah, this is what the old Sky Girl used to look like. Oh, who's posting? Wait, is that Google Hangout?
Nope. Oh, he's gonna try it. Hold on.
He's gonna try it? Alright, let's give it a go. Your mic's muted. But
you have got 45 hours. Get a stuff to go out for Kills the Ring game. So, ciao.
it's like just something to pay attention to when you're editing sound. So when she says that scene, we'll put in maybe sound effects. Normally, always put something in bins too. So I do visual, audio. Especially if you're going to the business, you need to be as organized as you can possibly can. So we'll go with SX and then VO. And then sorry, I'm just tired. Can't think straight today. So
Oh well.
right up front. Okay. So we would import something. Let's just use the search everything tool. If you haven't gotten this thing is so freaking useful. So we'll throw that in here. And then we'll mix it here. Is having trouble? Alright, just the sound. So we'll see.
You have got 45
That
hours.
was really annoying.
You should get on the whole stop the nuclear bomb before it kills everybody in the city game. So, ciao.
So I want to hear what people have to say, you know, the more the merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier. Because it's getting kind of getting quiet here. I don't want to bore people.
Oh.
Looks like we're still need people to jump in as well. But
Hours, by the way. You should get on the whole stop the nuclear bomb before it kills everybody in the game. So,
right now the voice is,
got 45 hours, by the way.
and then you want to add more depth, so we would obviously, since this is Battery Park, a major tourist attraction. Yeah.
He can hear us.
Oh, you can hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us.
But you
It's
want to
fine.
check your mic settings as well. Just make sure everything's working fine. But if anyone wants to jump in, I have a... I'll submit the Google Doc thing if anyone wants to chat.
We won't really need more people. It's getting quiet.
Yeah, we need people.
It's quiet in here.
Alright, let me post it just in case if anyone wants to chat. But basically, you want to just kind of make everything immersive. Is anyone saying anything in the, do you have a chat?
Oh,
Oh, shoot. Alright, everything good?
oh, this is awkward silence.
Alright, wait. If I've been unmuted the entire time? If I've been muted?
No, you've not.
No.
No,
Ha.
imagine how bad that would be.
Oh my goodness, no.
No, we can all hear you.
But,
We can hear you, yeah.
but you put in some city sounds as well. But just kind of make it as immersive as you possibly can, but without being too distracting. Not only that, there's a little secret I also want to give to people. So,
45 hours, by the way. You should get on the horse and stop the nuclear bomb before it kills a ring.
Oh wait, is he in?
So-
Is he like somebody who is?
hello? Wait, did I mute him? No, I can hear. Jet? I hear you, but I hear the microphone.
I hear something.
Okay. Alright, well, okay, Jet, you probably have it in stereo mix. So check your mic settings, make sure it's under your appropriate one. Make sure it's selected under your mic.
Yeah, because that's how it's usually set to that by default by my experience.
But I want to give you guys a sound effect that I've been using for ever since 2008. Every single film of mine has used this sound effect.
Is it the Wilhelm scream?
Nope. It's like my own personal Wilhelm scream.
It's like a trademark, isn't it?
Yep. It's this. Boom. It's it. So every time you would watch something of mine, you would always hear that sound effect.
I don't
Boom. Like it's a little bass drop.
Uh,
You would hear it. But no, I was hoping Jet would come in and have any questions or anything like that. But yeah, you want to be immersive. Sound effects and music, you want to keep it just low enough, but just enough to notice it. You don't want it to overtake the visual. Unless it's like for a comedic purpose where they can't hear a single word, or if you're working with something like that's death or anything like that. Here it is. But you got it. I was hoping Jet would come in. You have me on Echo. So, sound effects and music. You want to keep it. Turn off the stream. Turn off the stream. Check your voice settings. Make sure your microphone matches mine. I mean, microphone matches your mic.
Can you get in then?
Yeah, I can hear him, but he's using like a stereo mix.
You both sounded similar.
Well, that's not him. That's me. That's me.
Alright.
Basically, I'm just checking Facebook. I was hoping somebody will reply to the thread. Alright. Who's that? Okay. Yeah, make sure you want to turn off your camera as well.
You don't hear a beeping noise, do you?
I do. I hear a beeping noise.
That's my watch going off. It always goes off at like.
Oh, midnight.
It's slow at midnight, yeah. Here, obviously.
We're experiencing technical difficulties right now. But
Is there anyone who wants to join in? Come on.
I posted something, but like I said, you want to keep the sound immersive. You want it to tell a story too. Heartbeats, sound effects, tinnitus. A great example was one of the best. Martin Scorsese dealt with silence a lot
oh yeah.
during the most critical moments, especially the one scene in Raging Bull right before he got his ass beat.
Yeah.
you would hear, and then it just silence and everything mutes out. That's more of a stylistic choice. Unless it's something, or Saving Private Ryan had a perfect example where everything just
Yeah,
mutes out.
When they were on the beach and there was silence for a while, and then you could hear nothing but just like the ringing in his ears.
Yep, the tinnitus, or you would,
Tinnitus.
and then you would hear a heartbeat or something
Yeah,
like that.
heartbeat.
And it work, and it's just it's those little differences, little stylistic choices that make the entire film. I can't.
And I think it humanizes the film too, because if you do that, it humanizes it, and you can connect with it more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another good example of
Yeah,
silence.
we connect with the characters more, the scene more.
Yeah.
Yep. That but it kind of draws you. Like it sounds, if something sounds unnatural, you draw to it right away.
Yeah.
It's just you're on alert.
Was there a good example on a movie?
Wait.
Any real movie, anything.
Well, for a good example of clear silence and something doesn't sound right, a great example is Gravity. You ever notice when the space shuttle was tearing itself apart, you didn't hear the destruction, you only just heard the music?
Oh yeah.
Because sound in space is a different thing. There's no sound in space. No sound waves can I mean, you can't. There's nothing to vibrate. Because
Yeah.
sound is all just it's vibrating against the air. That's what sound is. It's vibrations. And somebody. Okay, hopefully I'm not hearing the delay. Okay. But it's basically, and sound does, since there's nothing literally in space, so you can't really hear anything. You would just hear silence. You can still see, the radio waves can still pass through, but there's nothing to react with it. Hopefully, it's kind of hard for me to explain. I don't explain it very well, but that's the reason why they went with this decision. Now, that's an idea. Not only that, you have the tinnitus, something's at low, just to create a form of suspension. Not only that, but you gotta have good music to carry with it.
Yeah.
Music's crucial. I think you can have, like I said, there's some really good moments where it requires silence, where there's no music, but sometimes you need a Jet.
Hello. Hey Jet.
Finally got it.
About music, yeah. Where can we find royalty-free music? I always go to Newgrounds Underground.
You can go to Incomputech. It's royalty free.
Incompetech's good. There's also a site called Jamendo. I don't think they do. They used to do like royalty-free licenses, but I want to double check and make sure that's right. They
Like I
used
said, I also go to Newgrounds Underground.
I love
Right.
Newgrounds.
Yeah, they have this one section that has a bunch of self-made music just for your
Yep.
using.
But yeah, Jamendo is pretty good. I'm not. Yeah, I think downloads or something like that. You gotta be careful. Like I said, look at the. You may have
Oh
to.
yeah, it's Creative Commons. Yeah,
Creative
I
Commons.
check all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay.
But another thing is, there's one guy I want to mention. He's a self-taught musician. He and I worked since 2011, so approximately 5 years to this day.
Wow.
Close to it, a little more than 5 years ago. I want to bring a plug in. I just want to plug this guy in. Jesse Pringle. He's really talented with his work. He takes a lot of passion to his craft. And it's he's working on a Daz project right now, but he does a lot of work. He and I have been. Oh, the other speakers are. Oh, now I see why. Hang on, let me fix that for up. I've been getting everything down to like 80%. Okay, but he and I did a lot of collaboration. I want to kind of explain it here. It was the first project, was always rain on Tuesday. I did the worst thing you could possibly do as a bad first impression. I say, hey, can you compose this thing in 2 days for me? Thanks. Or like less than a day for me.
Oh wow.
But it wasn't like that, hey, it was like we were talking. I was like, hey, let's make a film in 2 days.
So it's kind of like a challenge.
It was like a
Yeah.
challenge, and
Yeah.
then he did the work for No Peace at All, and Behind the Mask, and Sky Girl, and Desperate Man, and Sky Girl 2. So he's done a lot of work, and basically, he's I don't know if he's looking for work. I remember him posting that he's constantly like trying to find something.
Mm.
So if you want to contact him for work or not, there's plenty of musicians. Like,
Does he do work for free?
yeah, but he and I had this little. I remember him talking. He wants to put his work on CD, baby. They had like had the score for Sky Girl, and I allowed him. You know, it's his work. He did the
Yeah.
hard work.
Originally, I was going to choose like music from other sources, but
I used
well,
to,
I might still do. But Max also offered to use some stuff for me,
with
which
this
I appreciate.
with these days of copyright infringement and everything else, especially from YouTube, you have to be careful.
It also helps to have a friend that's in the music business. Like one of my friends are a DJ. He
Yeah.
let me use all his stuff. I'm like, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I want to plug Jesse Pringle, and Kevin McLeod has McLeod or McLeod.
I think it's McLeod.
Okay. Whatever his name is, he has the Incompetech, there's Jamendo, there's Newgrounds, like you mentioned. Be sure to credit.
Yeah, credit everyone,
Give,
please.
give credit where credit is due.
I'm trying to do that as well.
Make a list of the people stuff that you're using too. That's also good.
That's what that's exactly what I'm doing with like music and mods and all that stuff.
But-
Trying to credit as much people as necessary.
When you're done with your film, just use that as your credits. Haha.
Yep. Always use, like, especially with copyright infringement and that, you don't want to use the hot new track or anything like that. Especially with YouTube being as it is, there's bots always detecting your work. Wait, there we go. Can anyone hear me now? Or can I? Oh, I want to look at test and view meter.
Yeah, I can hear
Am I too high? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're too low. It's before too low. Maybe it's on my end. Let me have a look. It might be just Google Hangout. Oh no, HG's high.
Turn down for what?
Perfect. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, free music. Oh, Wikipedia too. Wikipedia has a public domain file thing.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look up Wikipedia public domain. Movies, images, but music. There's a lot of classical music.
One more time. Say that again.
Wikipedia public domain music. Let me get the link here as well. But someone mentioned yes.
I'm not familiar with that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Wikipedia has a list of public domain music. Like Chopin. There's Chopin.
Wow.
If you wanted to get a waltz by they have some here, so waltz in E major or something like that. I swear, I remember they didn't change it. You can get public domain, everything in the public domain here. Public domain music. There's a list. Alrighty. But if you're wondering what public domain is, anything that's out of its copyright is in the public domain. So anything that expires the copyright. Let's see. Oh, Wikipedia Chope. So you look
There
up.
was also that site that a lot of people on TMO used. Forgot what it was called. Yeah.
Oh, MachinimaSound too. MachinimaSound is another.
No, was it free play music or something?
Free play, but the thing is, free play runs under a license you have to purchase now. But MachinimaSound, I should mention MachinimaSound. Yes. This is a royalty-free music here. I'm gonna link it to the chat. MachinimaSound, big. How can I forget? Oh yeah, that's an
That's
interesting
actually
point.
hilarious, though.
Now I'm back.
Hey,
Hey,
Joe.
Jack.
Welcome
Hey.
back. Chopin. Okay. But
Is
it,
my mic bad?
well, it's just maybe it's hard to hear. I'm trying to I'm looking at the OBS right now. Everybody seems to be kind of Yeah. It's so good, but MachinimaSound is another good example here. Yeah, just anybody. I want to see who. Yeah, I'm gotta mention MachinimaSound.
Wow.
Oh, all the guests have low volume. Let me fix it.
Oh. Huh.
That's weird.
Let me have a look here.
Wonder.
Oh, maybe it's because maybe it's their Hangout. Let me check. I'm gonna delete everything, and then come back to you guys here. System. Maybe. Is that better?
Yeah, is that better, everyone? Hello?
I can hear everyone. I can hear everyone else fine anyway.
I can hear. Yeah.
All right. Let's have a.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, let me have a look here. I'm looking at the mixer.
Hmm.
I'm looking at the TMU Live Chrome, and maybe. All right, is that better? Try now.
Type a 2 if we're loud enough.
There we go. I'm hearing something.
All right.
Okay, try it again.
Check recording devices here.
All right. We should have done this at the
Levels.
Ah well.
Yeah.
Okay, no difference. Interesting. Hang on, let me check my audio. I'm gonna fix my audio.
Alright.
Okay.
Audio device default encoding settings general.
Are you
Okay.
are you using OBS?
Apply it. Okay. Yes, I am. All right.
Yep.
How about this?
Something always has to go wrong.
Yeah, this is a new thing.
Yeah.
Okay, bit too loud now.
Oh, for God's sake.
Now it's too loud.
Oh, really?
There we go.
My
All right.
Eardrums.
All right.
Whopper, no onion!
There we go. Perfect. We got it. Everything's in the.
You shattered my eardrums.
I'm just
It's
look,
fine over here.
I'm looking here. All right, now I got it. I'm adjusting the level right now through OBS. There we go.
Right, I can't hear now, Joe. Thanks.
All right, did we make everybody deaf? Did we make everybody deaf now?
Please type 2 if we're fine. Please type 3 to turn it down.
Turn it down.
Type 4 if you want Kentucky Fried Chicken.
God dang it.
I'll type 4.
Copyright.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now,
Yeah, see what I'm doing now.
now that I forgot, now I'm on the derailed section of the forum. Now I'm derailed. Now. God.
Yep.
So yeah, about that sound.
All right, let's get back into it.
And Wikipedia domain, that's hilarious. I'm sorry.
All right, now we're good. But yeah. Oh, I didn't know about the performance. I thought the music track. I always kind of pay attention to the license, but MachinimaSound is a good one. Like I say, you gotta know composers, otherwise, you know.
It doesn't also hurt to actually ask your favorite band if you can use their stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't really hurt. I mean, it may be a rock in a hard place, but it never hurts.
Shit, I should invite a friend of mine who actually spent a year getting a ton of copyrighted stuff into his movie production, and he was able to do it. He said he could write a book on it,
Wow.
on how to
Nice.
get it.
That's awesome.
God dang it. I have to, maybe next
And
time.
he got permission. Did he?
Yeah, he was
and-
using songs like No Sugar
Yeah, and he-
Tonight by...
So he got permission, but did he get any copyright strikes or?
No, he
okay.
was available to use it. He's available to
Alright.
use it.
Cool.
But yeah, it doesn't hurt to write an email. So, yeah, I thought we got this thing worked out. We tested it out in pre-stream and everything was working
Something
great.
always goes wrong, though, let's be honest.
And that goes for every kind,
Yep.
everything, fan stuff and everything. Don't be hurt to ask them. I mean, I asked the guys who made Hotline Miami if I can make a fan. He was like, "Yeah, go ahead, sure." I was like, "Really?"
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a great soundtrack, to be fair.
Yep. Yeah, you know what? That's so. Know your composers. I was hoping somebody would jump into voice acting as well. I'm gonna introduce. If you need a role done for a production, feel free to bother me for a role.
Oh, I'll bother you.
Feel free.
Feel free to bother. Hey, get up! Time to work.
Yeah, get your voiceovers done.
I need you for Viva La Cow episode 55.
God dang it.
Don't say that.
Starring
No.
me again.
What
Yeah.
next? In and out?
Hey Ben, want to do RoboMike 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all haven't. Y'all
Does
haven't
not
gave me no,
compute. But yeah, anybody, and I'm sure these people here in this chat would like, if you're looking for voiceovers, I'm the I'm here as well. There's a lot of people in the TMU community that can do voiceovers. In fact, 90% of my roles I've gotten was through scouting. Somebody is like, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do this?" Don't be afraid to shut up, Apple Software. Nobody likes you.
Okay.
Oh, songs and film music, film scores. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, don't be afraid to scout people.
Don't be afraid to scout. Be nice. There's, like I
Yeah,
said, I mentioned that's.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, and then especially to the ones who get the roles done well, get them on time, and do a really good job on it. Keep them. Keep them on your contact list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I use most of the actors in my films all the time.
Like
The same actors.
I use Mac a lot. Mac Weems is there. He's always in my productions, even though I feel I kill him half the time.
I use Joe a lot. Yeah.
Joe's another
Yeah.
one. Sonia. Sonia's a great actress.
Oh yeah.
She's on my list.
So,
She's...
Sony's good. I've got a.
Scout people means scouting people means finding people for a role through email or contact. Email is probably the best way. So, yep, researching, listening to demo reels, listening to roles, listening to past works they've done. It's like stalking.
And yep.
It's the fun version of stalking.
It's professional stalking.
Don't ask, you don't tell. That was from a very wise
Especially
woman.
if you're writing a part with someone you have in mind.
No, there's one thing before it escapes me. Screenplays. For the love of God, do not send them only their lines. I have gotten that,
Yeah.
and every time you send that to me, I'm not going to do a good job.
Guilty as charged, but I don't want to spoil it for them. I want to avoid spoilers. That's.
Well,
Well, I guess
it's about giving information.
I sent Joe the entire screenplay because after all, he was playing the main character.
Find out where they live and show up on their door. Well, to be honest, nobody lives near me. I think there's maybe 2 people, honestly, in the Real Illusion forums who live near me. But that's about it. But, script writing, don't be afraid to show spoilers. To be honest, it's all about giving information. You need the most information as you can possibly can. For the love of God, if you send me nothing but my own lines, I'm not gonna accept it.
I'll be right back. Luna's going crazy.
And
Alright.
we need something, and also like let's open up Sky Girl issue 3. I wrote 6 of these.
Wow.
So an opening scene here. Basically, we would interest here. It has to be legible. Yeah, but also give some context. Maybe Mac is scouting you. Yep.
Shoot.
But you want to give as much information as you can, and we'll begin the training shortly. Are you sensitive to bright light by any chance? No, but also you want to give emotional cues. And let's get Fog and Silverbank up and running. That's another one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Fog and Silverbank, yeah.
That's another one. Yeah, he's gonna start my. Yeah. You're just gonna see the most pissed off look ever, all the time. But you want to provide some context and some direction through the script writing. I forgot about this. Make sure the script is easy to read. You do not want to write a novel, but you just want to write as short and to the point. Short and to the point. Here's the direction. And then you would have like maybe something under the parentheses, you know, he's pissed off, I don't know and I don't care, make up your mind already and let's get out of here. It's freaking hot dogs.
Have you already discussed how to write in script format? You already discussed that before, haven't you?
Yep.
I
Okay.
use
Okay,
CeltX.
let me just go back. Okay.
But well, the thing is with screenwriting, there's a couple of great programs. You can use it. You can use Microsoft Doc, but I like to use
You can
CeltX.
use
So how do you write a script? You know, what's exterior, what's interior, what is...
Maybe that's something we can go into the future later with other script writers.
It's kind of simple. Landscape, dialogue. Landscape, situation, dialogue. Landscape, situation, dialogue. That's all.
So let's go with it. At a local hot dog stand, Adam Bugsy, a teenager with an addiction to soda and horror movies.
I'm Bugsy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. Hey, Deracher. Oh. And he's like, oh yeah, the menu is real deep here, sir. Hot dogs. And I'll be back, you know, give some direction. And then Mac does his line here, move it! And you just want something that's easy to read, legible. I like to post things on Google Documents or Google Drive.
Yeah. There's also free script sites.
Oh yeah. I know Adobe had something recently. It didn't. It was Adobe had a program. I don't think it did very well. I prefer CeltX. CeltX is free.
I use CeltX. I use CeltX.
Damn.
CeltX is
Ellie.
good.
But you want to make it as direct as you can. And I kind of trust actors, but you don't want to just kind of record their lines and send them to you. I've only done that a few times, but you don't want to do that. But just give them as much control, make it straight to the point, easy to read, legible. And then, I know Endgame isn't coming out until the next Ice Age.
Alright.
Hey, Joe.
And yeah, just give the situation, let them picture everything in their head. And just, that's how I see it. And I like to picture the scene in my head, and I like to get into character and love to act. And because, and also, I like the little, like a poke. Wait, you guys are not seeing my screen.
Nope.
I don't think we.
I'm
I'm looking at the stream. What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Oh,
Keep
you-
talking.
I could share my screen if anyone wants to see it.
No, I'm good. I'm seeing it on the live stream.
Okay, but
That's delayed though.
let me show you. Let me share my screen. Holy crap! We're not doing that.
I mean, I can barely see it, but you know.
Well, that's you just want to make sure it's as direct. That's where you get the best performances as well. You get good actors, but sometimes it revolves around good direction. It separates Hayden Christensen from Star Wars from something like Broken Glass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh yeah, I hate sand. It's so coarse.
but you had something like where he actually performed pretty well in something like Broken Glass, or you have a good actor also requires a good director to guide along. You don't want to be too strict. You don't want to be like a great example is Stanley Kubrick with Shelley Duvall. Just drive them in.
Yeah, I heard there was disagreements on set.
Yeah, you don't want to drive people in tears. You just want to give a little poke. Like, okay, just push them along the way, but you don't want to be the person that chokes the chain too
The thing
much.
is, Stanley Kubrick, he was a perfectionist in a way.
Oh, he was.
He-
But that's another thing. Be nice to your actors. Be nice. And give them a thank you note and pay them. And pay them if you're making money. Don't be a jackass. No one likes a jackass. And I wish I would post that thing at least a couple of days earlier. We can invite some voice actresses and discuss and. Oh, flew off the set. Broken Glass was a movie that Hayden Christensen joined. It's like a small indie film. It was actually one of his, I think it was called Broken Glass. Oh, shattered glass. Shattered glass. I'm a dumbass. It was shattered glass.
Broken, shattered.
Same word, different say. It was called Shattered Glass. Sorry, it was a movie starring him. He did pretty well. I'm not sorry, but like, you should not do what I do and hoard everything out on your desktop. Keep your voiceovers in a positive manner because you're gonna lose them. I've been up since 6 a.m., so I'm tired. But anybody have any major questions they want to answer regarding iClone? I mean, regarding... Oh, maybe I should touch into lip syncing. Maybe. So hoping if anybody has any questions, anything to jump in. How about you? Hey, how about Mac?
You want to jump in, Matt?
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
Jump in, Mac.
We got
Jump
30.
in.
We got 30 minutes to kill.
Jump in, Mac. Jump in.
Normally this is like an hour-and-a-half show. No.
No?
Oh, it happened to me. Oh, but yeah, submit a good, something easy to read, enough direction.
Yep.
Good to go, and you'll get a good performance. Set a deadline too for your voiceovers so they don't procrastinate on it. So.
Yeah, because I used to not set deadlines, and sometimes the actor would never send in their lines, and I would wonder why. And it's probably because I didn't set a deadline. And then after that, I started doing deadlines, and it worked well.
And it works well too because it gives them like okay, it did.
I'm gonna definitely do that in future, to be honest, because sometimes people just don't whatever, you know. They're either too busy or just can't be bothered.
You already gained 3 hours of me in the next part. Dang it!
I'm not naming names, nor am I slagging anyone off. I'm just saying that's all.
Okay.
Sometimes people have other things to do.
Going back to script writing, there's another one I actually found on Action called Raw Scripts.
Raw scripts.
This is a online script writing thing.
Okay.
Too, you can use.
But well, the good thing is you don't need to direct them on facial expressions or keys or anything like that because you animate that in iClone yourself. Oh man, God, I'm tired today.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What about balancing voice acting with music? I already know it, but you take it away, Ben.
Well, normally, like I said, we keep it to the VU meter.
Yep.
And the VU meter, or the sound meter, or whatever you like to call it, which it has negative 36, negative 24, negative 12, 6, and 0. You want to keep your voice overs at a negative 6 dB range, and you want to keep music at negative 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want, so it kind of levels out, so, and you want more power.
I had that trouble with volume level one time. I had to re-export all my scenes again because some were louder than others, and it was didn't seem right.
Oh, that's right. Oh, another thing about the casting call club: once you cast your actor, you can directly talk to them through the site. It kind of does all the hard work for you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I'm being very disorganized today. I thought
that's all right.
But yeah, you want to keep your voiceovers to negative 6 and your music to negative 12 to negative 18 for the best effect.
That's what I learned in my film class for music. Negative 12.
Yeah, negative 12 is your standard.
Yeah.
So just kind of watch your levels. Always watch your levels and never have anything in the red. If it's in the red, it's bad.
You don't want it in the red. That's bad.
Because if it's in the
What
red,
about ambience?
ambience, you want to keep at a lower level, but you want to have it noticeable. So maybe like negative 18 to negative 24 range. Or certain sound effects. One big thing Edgar Wright does right is he always uses sound in a very comedic way.
Oh, I love Edgar Wright's work. He's so awesome.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright's brilliant.
He does a lot of sound cut to sound a lot. He cuts the sound greatly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I love I love the editing style and his
Yeah, his
work.
editing is so. I love his editing.
Especially the Cornetto trilogy, just those quick
Yeah.
cuts.
The End of the World is brilliant.
World's End.
World's End.
World's End. So, God, I'm not thinking straight today. But yeah, let me get the link here for the link.
There's also a thing on
Man, I'm tired.
his Edgar Wright's movies by Every Frame of Painting. He talks about his editing, his visual style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Visual comedy.
Oh.
He talks about visual comedy.
Does anyone want to learn how to turn a sound into like a phone line effect?
Okay.
Let's try that.
You know, let's see your version. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, Sony Vegas has like a plugin as well. But for those who really don't know, let's do it. Let's do it right away.
Really? I didn't know they had a plugin. What's the plugin called? Give me the plugin.
Well, not for Sony Vegas, for Premiere. So you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so we're recording this, and we're gonna export the audio. Getting my hopes up.
I was all excited. I'm like, really? Heck yeah! Gotta use audio.
Oh, actually, there is a way to do it. Let me show you. So we'll call this phone line because you'll never ever hear anything like. So let's do it.
That's the exact program I use too. So.
What, Audacity?
Yep.
Oh, let's try out Audacity. Let's do something new. We'll go with equalization.
All right.
So we're gonna go with graphic EQ, and we're going to tone down the. So we're gonna tone down all this bullshit. You know what? We're gonna tone down all of this, and we're gonna tone down the bass.
I think this
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're gonna tone down the bass. His bass will be on.
He's just asked for the hangout link.
Oh, I gave him the link. So you want to turn down your lower, and you want to keep your treble higher. And the same thing, if you want to have somebody sound like they're in a different room, you want to do the bass higher and then the treble lower.
Ah, that's cool.
So something like this. This is kind of like a rough and dirty version here.
Awesome.
So you could do something like this. Who's watching TV?
Yeah, Dad's watching TV in the living room.
That's alright. So something like this. I hear that, yeah. Right here, so we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. And then you can invert as well, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gives a microphone kind of effect, like a megaphone.
Cool.
So it's kind of a very cool little effect here. Let's keep the thing here. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sounds familiar.
What?
I don't know.
And there we go. So 1, 2, 3. It's in the red, so you would amplify it.
I'm guessing it's something off of the Do-Yourself network.
Right here, so something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh yeah, I
6,
think it's
7,
fast
8,
and
9,
loud.
10. Yep, it works. So yeah, you just go with graphic EQ, and then you can just lower the treble, up the treble, lower the bass, and then you amplify it to -6 dB, and you have your sound. 1, 2,
Oh, cool.
just like that.
Or you know.
It's a simple. It's kind of playing with the equalization.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yay! You finally learned
Yeah.
something today. Well, besides the voice acting tip, but that's how you get phone line effects. So Sony Vegas has one, so we're going to. So Sony Vegas, I'm going to go with Audition. So we'll open up Adobe Audition for those who don't know. Let's open up Sony Vegas as well.
Okay, opening Sony Vegas right now. Okay. Just there.
Sony Vegas has a All
Have
right.
Zony's Vegas Pro.
Hey, I won this from the Harp Fashion competition long ago.
I bought the movie studio version.
So I have the pro version. Oh, that's our good old friend Steve the pizza guy.
Cool.
So you're in the Hangouts
Hey,
chat.
man.
So let's go with cast lines.
Hey, man, this Joe guy had to step out for a bit.
Let's go with Synergy. Good one is
Alright,
Ben
sure.
Ben Britton. So
Matt, Mindy.
Vegas
Good
Pro
to see you
9.
two again.
there we go.
So, pro is pro.
All right. So
Yeah, I know, man.
Okay then.
we're gonna right-click, apply real-time FX, and then you're gonna go with the Express FX equalization, and then you just basically you mix the treble, and then the mid, and then lower the bass, and then there we go. And
yeah.
then you
That
save
should-
it as
hey,
Ben Britton voice.
Fashion competition.
Yep. Gave a
Yeah,
shit.
what's the passion competition? What's that?
Passion competition is an annual tradition by Harp 40. There's a ton of wonderful prizes and a great theme, and it's very competitive, and a lot of great films came out of it.
It's good to see
Wow,
you
where
two
do I
again.
sign up?
Where do you sign
Yeah,
up?
where
You
do
go
you
to
sign
Harp
up?
40
Sounds
Passion.
good.
Go to Harp40passioncompetition.com.
Matt, Mindy.
Whoa!
So something
That
like
sounds amazing.
Yeah, we'll
It does
fix-
sound good to me.
There, that was his commercial.
Yep.
Shout out to
Pay me, Harp. Pay me. Well, you go to graphic EQ, or you can go to equalization, and they would do a phone line effect. Shoot. No, it's not graphic equalization. It's parametric or parametric. It's one of those little guys here. So I hope. Oh, there's the phone line effect. There we go. Yeah, I was a liar. It wasn't Sony Vegas.
Matt, Mindy. It's good to see you two again.
Dun,
Matt,
dun,
Mindy.
dun.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Dun, dun.
That's how you do it. So you go to parametric EQ and then you do the phone line effect.
Cool.
This time I know what I'm doing, so we're gonna be
Oh, I
going.
did not know that. That is fascinating. I had pro all this time. I used some. Wow.
So let's go back to Synergy. Let's go back to Ben Britton's voiceovers. Set 2. Like the good old days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like the good old days, right? Well, in different attire, of course. Like,
There you go. So here's what you do in Audition. You highlight, and then you go to Favorites, and then you go to Telephone Voice. Beep, done. That's it.
Good old days, right? Well, in different attire, of course.
There we go. But you have any other questions, Jet, that you're wondering about?
Yeah. So about that Sky Girl.
Sky Girl 3, 4, 5, and 6 until I get my CC.
I'm talking about the feature film, yo. I'm ready.
No, it's just gonna be. It's basically in 6 parts, and until I get the Adobe Audition CC that, because mine ends in about a week.
So you had to pay a subscription and get all that cool stuff. I just paid for the full thing. I didn't want to do all that.
He did those VOs. That was Ben Britton. I don't exactly remember his email. Well, I do remember his email. It's the Yellow Dart. I found him at the Nexus forums. He was under. He did. If you ever heard the Inheritance or the New Vegas Bounties.
By the way, bless your heart for still having the movies and Star Maker. I can't find them whatsoever.
Oh, Jet, were you wondering about the one thing I want to show you, and I'm going to share my screen out. This is just a random thing for you. You were wondering about Character Creator.
Yes.
Alright.
Because mine doesn't have decals. I need my decals now.
All right, let's get you to some decals. You can.
Oh, they call them decals.
Decals.
Eagles.
I found him from the. Actually, yeah, you could jump in. I can talk. I'll mention it here. He's from the New Vegas Nexus thing. He goes under the Yellow Dart. But honestly, I had to ask somebody about it. Oh yeah, we should close this because there's a lot of nudity here and people get insensitive to that. People.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just waiting for a pause. Oh wait, are you on? Wait, are you on the Hangout thing, Bez?
Hey, there.
Let me check.
Waiting for a pause, huh?
I'll check. Hold on.
Is he there?
I'm having a look now.
Oh, he is. He's in the group. He left the group
Oh.
chat. Get over.
Cool.
God dang it.
Brilliant.
Now, there's one thing you gotta consider here, Strange. When it comes to making decals for... Alright, let's go with Shadow as a good example. Yes, Shadow. But yeah, you can jump in and ask, and you can introduce yourself. Jump in, don't be afraid.
Who, me?
To anybody who wants to jump in and shout or ask random questions, this is the time. We got 20 minutes to kill.
So I'm in
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I
I love
can.
it.
Fine.
So, basically... yeah, I can hear you, Biz.
I just wanted to mention.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
All that
Uh-oh.
stuff.
Alright. Well, when Biz gets back. Basically, here's what you do. There's something called... There's the textures called Edit, Animation, and then Material. You go to Material, you go to your skin, click on the Diffuse. You go on the Diffuse. Wait, who's that? Oh, Daniel. And here's what you do. And then you go on Diffuse, and then you go to the Launch. There's a series of tabs called Load, Save, Delete, and Launch. You go to Launch. And actually, before you do that, you go to Preference. And then you click on the texture editor you want to click on. So if you have Photoshop, link it to your Photoshop exe file.
I just need to know how to get to the deets and the texture setting.
Yes.
This is good. Thank you. Thank you.
And
I was
then,
like,
now this is the beauty part about iClone. Anything you save on the Photoshop will go into the character right away. So if we make a tattoo, you just gotta know where your UV mapping settings are, and you can make your tattoo and apply it, and it'll appear. So like a scar on somebody's face. So let's look up to her character here. I'll open up the Photoshop. I know this is not related to sound. Biz, are you back on the microphone setting?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
It is.
you can go ahead.
Yo.
kind of is if you think about. Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not going to try to defend myself or anything.
Sorry about that. You can go ahead if you want.
I was just going to say that one of the things that I've had some experience with sound or with VOs is recording children.
Oh,
As I've had to record my son, who is now 8, but we've been recording for the last 4 years for doing the little Kid Millions cartoons that we do. And so some of the tips that I would say if you ever have to do either children or actually people who have no experience recording voiceovers, people who perhaps they don't even want to record the voiceover, would be to record the same line rather quickly many, many times. So with my son, Kid Millions, we would record the same lines probably between 5 and 10 times in repetition. Usually I say it once and then he says it and then I say it in a slightly different way to try to guide him in the way that I want him to say it. We do a couple of variations, and obviously at the age of 4 or 5 or 6, there's going to be a lot of times when he's going to say other things than what exactly you want him to. But you do it quickly and you do a lot of them so that once you sit down, they're all sitting there together. You can delete out the parts you want, and you basically put them together like a puzzle. So I just thought that was something that I've learned over the years directing my son that might be interesting.
Actually, that would, because children, I remember in camera work, like, children are the hardest things to control on set.
Yeah, and animals too.
Animals and children.
Well, I've never done sound recording for animals, but for my boy, I have. Also, I mentioned the sound effects for the footstep. I wasn't kidding about that. I guess it was iClone 3, and it was in there. It's still there somewhere in their forum. I said, hey, you guys should make a really cool footsteps generator because it's really hard to record footsteps. And I figured it wouldn't be that hard. You'd just have what's the distance of the person walking from the camera. You set like a base level and it would adjust based on how far away they are. You could adjust different sounds, different materials that the person is stepping on. So it would be different if it was grass versus it was gravel. I figured that maybe you had something that was more of a stomp for a male and something a little more delicate for a female. But then when they implemented it, they did it for it was a not one of the, what's it called, a tiny version. It was like 3.3 to 3.4, and they implemented it without actually really telling anybody. And it was just this like really klutzy bass, clop, clop, clop. Yeah, and nobody knew how to get rid of it. I remember for the longest time, people were just like, how the hell do I get rid of these footsteps?
Yeah, I remember hearing it in iClone 4. I was like, what the heck is this? I'm muting it. And
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
rid of it.
But I mean, I think a lot of people didn't even know how to mute it. But yeah, I always felt that like it wouldn't be that hard to create a really good footstep generator in a 3D software based on the distance from the camera and that kind of thing. But I just wanted to jump in and share those two thoughts.
Well, I like, thank you for that. And
Interesting.
it's interesting.
Educational.
But, yeah, it's like with sound effects, I always kind of listen to ear, and it's always been something, I always record 2 different sound effects or get to something from Foley, and I would split the track, and I wait till they step their foot, and honestly, if you ever see me go back, I would review something 600 times, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's how I do sound effects. It is the most monotonous thing you'll ever see.
Yeah, sound design is hard.
It is.
I mean, it takes a lot of time.
But it takes a lot of patience, and sometimes you have to listen to something with different speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
also-
definitely. That's the other thing is when you're designing, you have to come to a decision about headphones versus not, right?
Yep.
Because headphones change the experience so dramatically.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I've edited my stuff almost entirely on headphones.
Yep.
Is that not recommended, really?
What I do is I kind of listen to the track with headphones, and I take out and I listen to my speakers, and I plug it back in, back and forth, back and forth. And that's really how I kind of handle things lately. I've got a bunch of new speakers for my computer as well, so they're pretty nice.
I do
nice.
sometimes.
They're Boses.
I do sometimes switch, but it sounds alright usually.
But
I guess it just sounds quieter because I've got the volume set to 50.
just kind of checking. But yeah, kind of unrelated note, but that's how you do the texture thing there. Strange, I did a quick version. You can edit it in Photoshop. But
Oh, I knew all that. It's just that when it came to I couldn't find my diffuse, and it turned out I had to buy more stuff for it. So, but I knew all that stuff.
Oh, you can add it in blend file, but I'll go into blend files later. Like maybe in the later settings, how to actually make an UV map and everything. Maybe I should UV map this Robin Hood ad I made for somebody. But
You made a Robin Hood ad?
yeah, somebody wanted it, and they
Also, and then back on the subject of copyrighted sound effects and stuff. You know that clip I showed you, right? Well,
yes.
those gun sound effects, right? Well, I got them from this guy on YouTube. He's called like the SFX guy, and he uploads like sound effects from movies and stuff. And would that be considered copyright infringement?
If it doesn't, if they don't have the rights to distribute it, you got just make sure you have the license. Look out for the license used. It's always better to play safe than sorry. Always, especially in this YouTube where people, if they would have bots and they would catch you and they would take the video down, or they would mute it, or they would have people from other countries can't see it. You would get content ID matches. They wouldn't sue you, or they would say, "Hey, just take this down." That's the worst.
Yeah,
part.
you would either get a claim or a strike.
If anything like that was to happen, the most I'd do was re-edit it with sound effects that I have the rights to, you know.
Yeah, but it's always better to play safe than sorry. And anything on my current YouTube channel, the main one that I use, I own the right. I can valuably use the rights to for my work. Everything, down to the sound effect, the music, the 3D models, the texture mapping, everything can be used.
Fascinating.
You have to
You gotta do your research though. I mean, if that means looking at all of the content pages on the website to see what they have to say about it. I mean, content creator, CC3, that kind of thing, you have to be careful because I think a lot of times that the creators themselves don't know what they're signing off on.
Yep. And that's like, I kind of look at that, I look closely at the EULA settings and everything like that. And not only that, but especially kind of, I'm going to say something in the marketplace that's kind of controversial. Be careful what you buy.
Yeah.
Be careful what you buy. And it's I won't go into it, but there has been stuff that has been stolen.
What? Whoa.
Yeah, I mean that's par for the course. It's 3D software. You're going to find that pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, it is. You're gonna find it anywhere. I know Turbo Squid has the stuff that you gotta be careful of, but you just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Play safe and sorry. Do your research, and you'll be all good to go. I'm pretty good on my main channel. My chain channel hasn't got any copyright strikes, thankfully. If there was an issue, I would just write down, "Hey, I have the rights to availably use this."
Yeah.
Try to avoid
I
it
bought
as much as possible.
a lot of few things on Turbo Squid.
Oh yeah, just gotta be careful. Like especially with vehicles, you gotta be careful. Like especially with automobile brands. Ford recently signed with Turbo Squid, so you can use them in a certain way, but you can't defame it. There used to be, when you guys got the movies, you ever notice that originally they didn't blow up the Chrysler cars? Or have them destroyed?
I guess so.
They originally did not have them. Guess reason why they did that?
Chrysler competition?
The Chrysler? Oh, you mean, you know how it used to be with old Chrysler vehicles? You couldn't do
No,
them in stunts like
I
blow them up?
I remember they had a Chrysler competition.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that
Yep.
too. Yeah.
Oh, well, in the olden days, they Chrysler put the cars in, but you couldn't blow them up or anything like that unless you modded it.
Yeah, and there was. I also recall that
Wait, in the movies game?
In the movies game, you couldn't blow them up originally.
the hit and run scene as well. You couldn't use them in that either. The one where the car runs someone over.
Yep.
I don't think you could use them in that as well.
You couldn't use them.
Yeah, sorry.
It's essentially murder. It's essentially depicting murder, isn't it?
Oh,
What
wow.
Magic said. So let's get back to the topic.
But yeah, it is. YouTube is broken, but that's another thing. Ford does that. Ford has the similar thing. You can't use the products to use anything like that makes their product look bad. And Chrysler did that with the movies. Like they didn't want anybody running people down in a Chrysler automobile.
Originally I thought it was just because it was a two-door car, a two-seater car.
Oh no, but you can get it fixed with the simple INI fix. You can mod it, and I've done it. I've done that. I modded it to change it.
I
But,
downloaded a mod as well.
oh, this is about music. But like I said, you gotta be careful and make sure nothing uses it. Don't use it for defamation. In fact, let's actually look up the Ford automobile use for Turbo Squid, just in case. This is unrelated.
While you're looking it up, let me give a quick shout out to TMU, and I have a page in there that is the creative resource list, where I try to keep all of the resources that we talk about. I hear on your show, or I hear from other shows. I try to keep a list in there. It's on TMU under movies and production help, and I mentioned some of the sites that are currently in the production, the resource list for audio, and we have Freesound. Freesound is there. Sound Bible is a royalty-free sound archive. SoundJ is a Freesound website. Incomptech is in there. Free Music Archive is a CC attribution music archive. And also there's the Internet Audio Archive, and under that you will find LibriVox. And LibriVox is a place where people will read books, and these books are in the public domain, and the people who read them release their performance into the public domain. So if people were interested in taking a live reading of a classic book and putting it to a movie, or in many cases poetry, you can find a lot of poetry in LibriVox. That's a good place to find it. So there's a lot of resources in the creative resource list.
All right, so this is the Ford.
To keep that in mind, should link that in the chat so.
This is the Ford license here. You basically, it's a licensed product. Obviously, they have a right to revoke it. This is a legally binding contract as well. Like I said, limited license. It's Ford property. They have a right to revoke your license if there's a in your purchase. Obviously, if it's for film and TV, it has to be used in a positive light, like anything like that. So you can't have somebody screwing on top of a cardboard vehicle. And same thing with music as well. I'm guessing so. You know, if somebody has a license, they can determine.
Music's a very sensitive topic. I mean, they're dead strict about that.
Also, like I said, if you do want to use copyright, make sure you find the person who holds it. For example, John Carpenter made a soundtrack, and if you want to use it, he has a email called Music Publicity US.
Yeah, but you know, it's all in the same thing. You just kind of have to read behind the limits and make sure what you're careful getting yourself into.
What about
Indeed.
that? One thing I've also wondered though is you're using copyright music, but you like give credit. You mention the artist, and that still doesn't really work, does it?
It's still infringement. Because
And it is. Even if your project is non-profit, it's still infringing.
it's still infringement. So
Yeah.
they still have a right to take it down.
So it's BS, I think. But
Well, if it's in
Never
fair,
done.
well, you can claim fair use as well, and fair use is a very, very tough. It's a weird little ship to drive. That's all.
I
Fair
did get
use
a
is pretty much,
I
yeah,
did-
sure, go ahead. Give me some money.
Well, fair use could be applied for criticism and educational purposes as well, but it's a very, very gray area. I said, if you know somebody, if you have sound effects, you could be all good and clear. Same thing for models and visual effects and stuff. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Anything you go. And funny enough, when you own all the rights and such, and you can get into film festivals and such, you won't have to worry about or won't have to pay thousands of dollars like my friend did when he put his film out. He paid thousands of dollars just for it to have for a license to be in a film competition.
Wow.
So. Well, actually, now that show's almost over. Hopefully, we kind of swayed back and forth between certain things, but I hope it's an educational experience for everybody.
I learned quite a lot.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem. I think we should do the Google Hangout thing a little more, kind of
Yeah,
do an
I
open
agree.
invite.
yeah.
I will be up for it.
I think so. I like the idea.
Yeah.
Like I said, the next show is the best of 2015, which Biz is involved in.
All right.
Well, Biz is probably quiet. Biz and Mac did the best of 2015. It's quite an event here. Part of the weekend TMU series.
Oh yeah.
It's the weekend of TMU, the 10th year anniversary actually of the TMOA.
All right.
So tomorrow will be the Great TMU Project video, which Biz himself has compiled together and produced and cut.
A massive production.
Massive production. I think it was like 40 people.
I think so. Something like that, yeah.
So, and I think I have to find where I can contact this voice actor too if you're interested. But yeah, that's a great show. And Sunday is the main Sunday TMOA 10th year anniversary. Not the 24-hour show anymore. We don't do those.
Yeah.
No, I nearly died on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Come on, man. We gotta sleep.
No, I need the sleep.
All you have to do is drink 24 Red Bulls. Just
And
kidding.
get a heart attack and die on the floor. But it was nice. Thanks for everybody jumping in. And,
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't really give you wins.
But
Don't believe the marketing.
Drink Surge instead.
hey,
Yeah.
honestly, should we just keep the stream going until Ken kicks me out, or what's the story here? Or should I just end on the hour? But anybody have anything quick to plug in?
I want to keep.
TMU looks amazing now.
It honestly
As
does.
well.
Yeah. The new design does look great.
Yeah, you should go up on it right now, Ben. Check
The
it.
Actually,
new design is pretty cool.
I uploaded Sky Girl too. Actually,
The only thing I'm not a big fan of is I think the display size of the video is a bit big, but it's no big deal. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Hey, I've done it twice in a year. I've done it twice. Or I think it was like 3 or 4. I don't know how many times I did it. I was part of the TMY 7 multiple times.
It's about time though, because the older design was looking outdated for years.
Yeah, old and busted was killing me.
Yeah, it wouldn't upload, but just stop and I'll start and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, so any plugging? Quick plugs?
I'll just be on the lookout for anything I may be working on. And if James asks me to edit another Machinima, then definitely expect that.
Yeah. I'm working on Viva La Cow 2, and some Let's Plays on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Now, I have a new production called Skygirl out, Skygirl Issue 2. And be on the lookout for more of these kind of shows.
Alright!
I'll decide what to do next. I'll probably something more on my league. Alrighty. See you later.
Thanks for listening.
Enjoy it.